seen.
Here we go. It's a small ring, and that's good because, as we said, both these guys are about pressure. And here we see Huerta on the left. He's bending forward. He is there to be hit, and he wants to make this fight. Uppercut from Ramkulov, or KidDiamond, I should say. Let me say his real name is Almazbek Ramkulov. Now we'll call him KidDiamond
All right,
from
you
there.
said it once.
I'm not going to say it again.
You know what? The thing about Miguel Huerta, this guy is coming forward to test what KidDiamond's got. There are a lot of people who think that the Nate Campbell fight wasn't exactly an aberration, that would be the real KidDiamond under a lot of pressure. He doesn't think so. I haven't seen it in the fights that we've done here. He's been all aggression and almost undentable. Extremely durable guy, but obviously Miguel Huerta thinks that there's some vulnerability there.
Right, he's going right after him, Wally, and Diamond trying to create a little space, just trying to read Huerta, who switches southpaw fluidly, effortlessly. Huerta there with a left hand that lands to the jaw. And we see Diamond has been hit before by right-hand counters. There he gets poked with a left. The crossover, perhaps that switch, a little bit confusing for the kid.
He's got that left hand way down low, and I talked in the open about how he's no longer European. He doesn't stand up straight. Well, right now he looks a little bit too American for my taste. Get those hands up.
He cracks with a right and gets
Look at this
with a left. So they're really starting to make this a heavy-duty barrage of punches already. First round, lots of intensity. They don't fight like lightweights. These are two guys letting it go, power punching. Miguel Huerta, hard to believe he's got 7 losses, Wally. He's come here to give KidDiamond plenty. He's not given any time to relax. Diamond having it, not able to fight at his pace and impose his will very early in this fight, as Huerta takes a lot of shots. He's used to eating shots to give them.
Well, one of the reasons why Miguel Huerta's got 7 losses, he's not a protected guy. This is a guy that's fought a lot of fights in Mexico, not being protected by a big promoter or a powerful manager. He basically fights whoever they tell him to fight, and very much an unknown quantity to KidDiamond in this fight.
His left hand has found a home, as KidDiamond with his right cocked below his chin, unable to get the guard up in time. He has been hit at least 4 times by the left from Huerta.
Well, you wonder if this could be KidDiamond's trap fight, and you know what I mean by that. The fight he's looking past. He keeps being promised down the road he's going to get a title fight, he's going to get an eliminator, but they keep putting him in with guys like this, and at some point, he could come in looking past him.
Wally, Huerta may be banking on that. He fights with plenty of intensity, and I don't know about the short notice. He looks in shape. Again, this is scheduled for 12 rounds, so we got a way to go.
All right, this is supposed to be a night where KidDiamond can show another reason why he deserves a title shot. Instead, he took a couple on the chops like that left from Huerta in the first round.
Power punch is almost dead even there in the first round, but you got to give that one to Huerta in terms of clean, effective punching.
I certainly did, and I'll tell you what, KidDiamond told us today it takes him a couple of rounds to figure out an unknown opponent, kind of watches the fight for 2 or 3 rounds. So at this point, I will proceed under the assumption that he is in the process of figuring Huerta out.
Well, he's got to figure out how to stay away from that left hand. Oh, and he gets hit again, and Huerta follows up with one.
And he has an unusual way of throwing that left hand. Instead of throwing it straight, he kind of slings it around, and I don't think Diamond has yet figured out where it comes from.
And it's coming body, now head. So here's a right hand from KidDiamond. Diamond better be in shape. He's taking a lot of shots. And as you said, Wally, to look past this guy could be lethal. Huerta is bringing it home to him.
It is early in the fight, but this is, as dire as I've seen KidDiamond in a fight since the Nate Campbell fight.
Wow, you're right. He looks very confused. He's not getting off first. Huerta taking those shots now. KidDiamond rips through with a combination between the gloves of Huerta, but he gets hit with a jab there. And KidDiamond, Wally Cola is sparring so many southpaws, it's absolutely not a problem. He's having a problem with this guy.
He sure is. I just got the feeling that something's not right with him tonight. I'm not making excuses for him. He just does not seem to be the same fighter that we've seen here over the past couple of months. Not as active, not as aggressive. Look, he's checking for blood. He's gotten smacked a few times. He's just checking his right eye for blood.
Yeah, so he is not stalking with any kind of intent. They're missing as Huerta just ducks under punches. Huerta just bringing it. You know, set him up with that jab, even feint, and then go to the body with the left in this round. So Huerta mixes his punches beautifully, and he's got Diamond confused and thinking twice about launching any kind of offense.
And that's the most remarkable thing, is that he is not fighting with his usual confidence. That was a good counter right hand by Diamond to get off the ropes, but for the most part, he's fighting a very tentative fight for him.
Yeah, he looks angry now, but a little confused. Huerta is right in front of him. Good counter from Huerta. There's a combination rapid fire from Kid Diamond as he pulls out after that. He's fighting quicker now. Missing with the combination, but back comes Huerta with a nice counter. Not a lot of clean shots here, but not a lot of defense either, Wally.
Well, you know, there rarely is with Kid Diamond. Not having seen Huerta, I assume this is his regular fight, but so far, I think he's winning this one.
Oh, fabulous action here. And left cross from Huerta landed to the jaw of Kid Diamond. And Diamond in retreat right now, closing out the second round here in a fierce lightweight battle in Rochester. Nick Charles, Wally Matthews, I love this fight already. How do you have it through two, Wally?
I gave both the first 2 rounds to Huerta. I think that he's controlling the action, and right now it just seems like Kid Diamond's having a terrible time getting on track, coping with the style. I'm not even sure if it's the style or if it's something within Kid Diamond, but he's just not letting his hands go the way he normally does.
Miguel Diaz, his trainer, telling him you don't fight southpaws going backwards. Diamond's not used to fighting anybody going backwards.
You got that right.
Diamond on the right, and here we see back to us. Now he's on the left, trying to open up with power shots to the body, right hands. But he's not shortening up his shots at all, and his jab is not effective as Huerta continues to slice through those shots or evade him. Big wants that left hand repeatedly, and the crowd loves it.
It's the angle of that punch. He's kind of slinging it like a left hook out of a southpaw stance, which is something you don't see too often. I'm sure Diamond hasn't seen it since his amateur days.
Yeah, Wally, and body and head. So Huerta, again, with a variety of firepower, and Diamond unable to really set up and launch his attack.
And you know what? Kid Diamond really, Nick, cannot afford a bad night at this point. Here's a guy who's been toiling for 2 years now to make up for the draw with Casamayor, the loss to Nate Campbell. He cannot come up flat here tonight because that sets him way back.
I'm with you. Huerta is looking like the hungrier fighter here. It's only the third round, a scheduled 12-rounder for the NABF lightweight title, but much more on the line.
That was a great left uppercut there by Huerta. Right now, the unorthodox style, I think, has thrown Kid Diamond off his game a little bit, and he also seems a little bit sluggish for whatever reason.
I agree, Wally, and the other thing I like, Huerta, not just this face-first slugger. We indicated, you know, he'll eat shots to land some. He's creating these openings that are there. He is creating them and then blasting through when they're there.
That's true. There's a common misconception that, you know, to be a quote-unquote boxer, you got to be on your toes and moving around the ring. You can box right inside like this, 6 inches away from your opponent, if you're making him miss and making him pay like Huerta's doing. I mean, I think it's a terrific boxing display as well.
Oh, that left cross seemed to rock Diamond. Sure got his attention, respect, and Diamond now trying to head feint, but a lot of power seems to have gone out of Diamond's shots, and maybe his legs are starting to betray him a little bit. So Huerta really putting on the pressure. We don't want to make too much of it. We don't know how hard Huerta hits, but he is hitting with regularity.
Well, I'll tell you how hard he hits. He's got Kid Diamond going backwards. That's all you need to know.
Miguel Huerta pushing Kid Diamond back and pitching a shutout, apparently, here in Rochester.
All right, here you see some of the action. You see Huerta just pouring the pressure on Kid Diamond, who is not firing back, which he usually does. And here he gets hit once again with that unorthodox swinging left.
Maybe it was a balance issue, but his legs wobbled there.
Oh, no. No.
Wally Diaz imploring Rain Kulov, or I should say Kid Diamond, to go to the body, and he's trying a right lead that way again. We saw it once in the second round.
You know, one thing, however, we should point out, it is not all you know, clear sailing here for Miguel Huerta. That left eye of his is starting to close up. He has been hit. He has not been untouched in this fight. He's been hit with a couple of right hands.
Oh, Diamond sinks a left hook to the ribs, and now Huerta's face was open, so with those 3 shots, Diamond exploded with a combination.
Now we're starting to see the kind of fight that Kid Diamond generally gives us, finishing off that combination with that left hook to the body. But for some reason, you know, and I'll say it again, he just seems a little bit flat tonight.
He may have lost the first 3 rounds, so it's time to start playing catch-up.
He did on this very unofficial card right here in front of him.
Well, Wally, and as he told us, again, as you mentioned, it will take him a couple rounds to figure out what Huerta has, and Huerta has plenty now as he goes to orthodox and puts the heat on, missing wildly with a left hook.
Well, you know, Nick, so much of boxing has to do with respect, and so far, Kid Diamond really hasn't been able to get the respect from Huerta. Huerta's been able to come forward, and you notice right there, he fired right back with his own left to the body, pushed Kid Diamond back a step or 2.
Good point. He's walking through everything Kid Diamond has thrown at him. Diamond's had his moment there. He gets clipped with a right-hand lead. So Huerta wisely from the orthodox stance confuses Kid Diamond, going with a right-hand lead, shortening up his shots. He gets hit inside with an exchange, but battles back, body then head, and then a clean-up left hook lands from Miguel Huerta.
You know, the difference is subtle, but it's slight. It's there. Miguel Huerta is a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. He has fought at 140 pounds, or about 138, but he just looks a little bit bigger and broader.
He really does. He looks more solid, muscular, and he said he was the stronger guy, and so far he seems to be proving it. Kid Diamond trying to come forward. There's the left jab, then a hesitant right follow-up. Diamond trying to flurry, but back battles Miguel Huerta, who's back to the southpaw, waiting to take shots and then counter off him. So he takes those on the gloves, now makes the play, and that follow-up left cross lands. Huerta's gotten the brawl he's desired, and he's looking good so far. Kid Diamond maybe in the fight of his career. CompuBox numbers through round 4 power punches. Huerta 48%, 84 lands. Diamond 60 lands. He's shooting 37%. And Miguel Huerta wants Kid Diamond to make Huerta miss.
I think Diamond just landed his best punch of the fight, a right hand at the end of a 1-2. I actually gave him round 4, Nick, maybe because I thought it was the kid's best round of the fight. You know, and I could be argued out of it if you'd like to try, but I kind of thought that he did enough to win that round, but just barely.
You make a good case for it. Miguel Diaz, I should say, Diamond's trainer, wants Diamond to feint Huerta into missing. That's usually not his game, but he needs to have a little strategy here, Wally.
I'll tell you one thing about Miguel Diaz, usually very calm in the corner, raising his voice a little bit there.
Got it. But strategically, Kid Diamond being driven back, being forced at the kind of pace he usually imposes on opponents and not liking it, unable to strategically make enough adjustments.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a strategic issue right now. I think it's a strength issue. I even see a little fatigue now in Kid Diamond. He just took a couple of big, deep breaths when they step back. I mean, you got to wonder, he's training for one guy, they make the switch on him. Does he take him lightly? Does he look past Miguel Huerta? For whatever reason, he's got his hands full here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Good uppercut by Diamond.
Both guys land power shots. That right uppercut from Kid Diamond, another right from Diamond, and now it's Huerta on the ropes.
Is that a fight-turning punch?
Oh,
that's what you got to look at. May have been.
Some serious shots from Kid Diamond. Huerta battling back, and now he's got Diamond on the ropes.
Wow. That could have a huge psychological effect on Diamond, but I'll tell you what, Huerta's nose is bleeding very heavily.
Huerta picks up his case here. Both fighters had big, big shots land. Kid Diamond landing that right. Now battling with the uppercuts, trying to pierce through, and he finds the face of Miguel Huerta and then sinks a left hook to the body of Huerta. So Huerta getting the worst of these exchanges.
But there haven't been too many fighters in Kid Diamond's career, Nick, who have been able to soak up those punches and come back the way this guy is.
Perfect timing when you said that, Wally. That's just what Huerta did.
But when you're a guy like Diamond who's used to being the boss in there, this is a very, very uncomfortable situation to be in. Look at that.
Yeah, left hand from Huerta as he takes what Diamond has and answers. Again, Wally, it is a matter of front running when things go your way. A lot of guys can't make adjustments, and as we complete 5, we'll see both guys a little fatigued from so much slugging.
All righty, finally we get some Kid Diamond highlights here. You'll see a good right hand here that drives this man back, but Huerta comes right back, and this is something you don't see too often. Came right back with that left hook to the body. Here's Diamond again, same shot. And you'll see now Huerta comes back at the end of the round, is firing back, and by the end of it, Diamond was bleeding from a split lower lip.
Well, it's a great fight to watch, and I'll tell you why. All I have to tell you, and I'm sure people may have noticed at home, I haven't mentioned the referee once. That means he hasn't had to break him once. We'll put on record it's Dick Pagodsky, but it doesn't really matter here, does it?
No, but let's give him his mention now because this is the way you're supposed to fight.
This is beautiful. Kid Diamond on the left. Little follow-up right hand lands. It's Miguel Huerta face first, battling and pushing Diamond back. Huerta with 7 career losses. Kid Diamond, his only loss 2 years ago, stopped in the 10th by Nate Campbell. Since then, he's won 4 straight, but he's in perhaps the toughest test of his career here, certainly most recently, as very few things have gone his way against a determined, rugged, and looking stronger Miguel Huerta.
Well, the thing that makes this so difficult for Kid Diamond, I think, is that he's the guy who's under pressure in this fight. It's usually the other way around. He wants to be the guy who applies the pressure. You know, when you turn the tables on a guy like that, make him fight back up, make him think about what he has to do, it takes a tremendous toll. And I'll tell you what, if Diamond can pull it together and win this fight, it's a lot bigger accomplishment than merely beating Miguel Angel Huerta, who's pretty much an unknown.
As we look at the numbers here, the power punches tell a big tale.
Yeah, and you'll see, but they're neck and neck. I know, I realize that Huerta is landing a much higher percentage, but they're pretty much going punch for punch here. I hit you, you hit me. And I'll tell you what, the guy who's more durable is going to win this fight. Huerta came in, what was the first thing we heard about him? He's durable.
Exactly. But, you know, not just a survivor by any means.
Oh.
He is bringing some serious heat Kid Diamond's way. Huerta on the left, and now he's orthodox. He is absolutely comfortable both ways. Look at that left hook out of nowhere. Didn't even set it up. Maybe a little bit of a head feint, but there it came as a lead left hook.
He is comfortable both ways, and at this moment, Diamond is uncomfortable just about every way.
Yeah, both guys winging big shots. Nobody's jabbing much. Diamond tries a little bit, hesitant. There he tries a left hook, partially taken on the gloves. That connected by Kid Diamond, so the left hook is getting through at times. But here comes Huerta, still in the orthodox stance, and it's still Kid Diamond backing up. There, that right hand landed by Diamond.
You know, another problem that Diamond is running into is that the punches that have dropped lesser opponents are kind of bouncing off his man tonight.
That's a great point, Wally. And I have to ask you, you know, Diamond throws mostly power shots, but you have to start wondering how great a whack he has at this point, or how fabulous a chin Huerta has. Here's the halfway mark.
Was hurt by this left hook just before the end of the 7th round. You saw him go back. at the end of the 6th round, I should say, best punch of the fight for Miguel Huerta.
And through 6, Wally keeping score. How do you have it?
I got Kid Diamond well behind. I'm giving the score backwards now. I have Huerta ahead 59-55. 4 rounds up, so I got it 4 rounds to 2. I should say, yes, 5 rounds to 1. I have it.
Well, Miguel Huerta, look at it. He's just leaning over, that chin way extended. He's there to be hit.
He's cut. Huerta is cut up in the hairline above the left eye.
Could be a headbutt. Who knows? They haven't been stopped once by the referee. Not one clinch. There's that right-hand lead from Almaz back, Kid Diamond, and back comes Huerta with one of his own. So Huerta, again, smooth and fluid. He's a southpaw, but fighting orthodox now. And that right lead is landing.
You know, we've had some big upsets on Versus. Biggest one we've had so far, I believe, is Omar Nino beating Brian Valoria, but this one would rival it in my mind.
You know, watching this one from anywhere, we got great seats, but our viewers at home as well with a ringside seat. And look at the way they have it, Wally. You're right on the money, baby.
I got it a little bit wider than that, but I'm glad to see that I'm not as crazy as I thought I was when I looked down and saw I'd only given Diamond 1 round. But definitely join us at home with your scorecard, because this is not an easy one to score. This will give your scoring skills a workout.
They've been in the center of the ring. They've been against the ropes. They have battled in the trenches.
But in almost every occasion, every single situation, it has been Kid Diamond going back.
That's right. Huerta's winning the exchanges. And Wally, I got to tell you, through 6 rounds, Miguel Huerta, to me, could beat any lightweight in the world.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far, but I'll just tell you this much. Kid Diamond has yet to find an answer for Huerta's left hand, whether he delivers it from a southpaw stance or an orthodox stance.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not anointing this guy as a champion, but for a guy with 7 losses, he has been astounding in his intensity, his focus, and his
I'll certainly go with you. I'm with you on that, man. I'll tell you what.
He has absolutely been sharp tonight.
And a difficult guy to fight, because he does deliver his punches from very, very awkward angles.
Put it this way, yeah, he would be a handful for any lightweight. Oh, right hand from Huerta, left to the body, partially taken on the gloves. Huerta hammers away with a double hook to the body.
You know,
now Kid Diamond. He's got his guile up now, lead right hands. This is a power war.
But you know what? Diamond is fighting a dumb fight. I'll tell you what, man. He started with that left hand down low, and he has yet to raise it up. No matter how many right hands he eats, he has yet to pick that left hand up.
Oh, it's dumb, but it's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Stare down by Kid Diamond, saying, I could take what you could give.
Huerta.
He's taking plenty.
Este muchacho está cansado, es cuestión de que lo conectes, pero mueve la cintura. Explícale la cara. Hey, claro, si tú le tiras, lo conectas y lo pones mal. No te paras de tirar. Sigue tirando ese güey. Cuando tiras ya también, sigue tirando. No te aloques, campeón. Corto, protegido, corto. Ahorita ya se tiene que trabajar el cuerpo tantito, ¿eh? Y si sopes, que venga a la luna. Acuérdate de mis palabras. Por favor. ¿Ok?
You want to do it? Come on, let's go.
Now here's what we've been watching now for 7 rounds. I mean, this has not let up at all. You see both guys just kind of trading punch for punch. But as always, the guy who finishes stronger, the guy who gets the real effect from his opponent is Miguel Huerta.
Oh, you're right. Power punches in that round. Huerta, 72% of his hit home, 31-15, outpowering Kid Diamond. So this has been a firefight. Now it's in the middle of the ring, and Miguel Huerta coming forward as usual. He's got Kid Diamond fighting off his back leg. Too much in this fight.
Well, you know, at this point, I think Kid Diamond is really going to have to dig down and find something he hasn't had to find since the Nate Campbell fight. He didn't find it that night. Well, you know, I don't know if you put it on Miguel Diaz in the corner or for the fighter to find it within himself. But we're going to learn about Kid Diamond over these next 4 rounds.
Nice combination from him just there as you spoke. And there's the stats again. Again, Huerta making every punch count.
Well, I think that goes to the defensive flaws in KidDiamond, and also to the fact that he is punching a lot wilder than we're generally accustomed to seeing him do. He's not really throwing that left hand to the body as much as we've seen. That's a high percentage punch. Getting into a headhunting contest with this man here, maybe out of frustration.
Oh, left hook from Huerta. Left hook to the body. Follow up.
Diamond's just getting manhandled. To tell you the truth, over the first couple of rounds, I did believe that perhaps Diamond was just kind of watching his opponent, trying to figure him out, but it's getting worse as it goes along.
Wally, these are major league shots. I was trying to sense obvious fatigue in both guys between rounds. It looks like a cut, or there's blood above KidDiamond's left eye. Not a problem, but they don't seem to be slowing down from intensity, but the fatigue has to be setting in some.
You would think.
Fighting at this clip.
It's a tremendously intense fight, and things have just gotten worse for Diamond as the fight goes on.
Oh, Miguel Huerta having a huge night, and Diamond is bleeding now. His face starting to puff up.
Oh, man.
So Huerta counter-punching, setting up. KidDiamond willing to take the lead. Very little feigning, but he is absolutely slick.
He seems to be able to read Diamond and just react to it. Now, Diamond landed 3 good right hands in this round with absolutely no effect, and that's got to be just devastating.
It really does.
To his psychological health at this point.
So how does he bite down? What does he do differently, Wally?
Well, you know what? I think he's getting tired, and I think he's running out of options. I think he's got to hope that his man just crumbles.
You know, Huerta at times willing to wait, but oftentimes punching with KidDiamond. Diamond has his moments now as we wind down the 8th of a furious lightweight battle here in Rochester, and we'll be back with more action after this.
Give and take in round 8. You'll see there's a good left hand by Huerta. Now, Diamond had his moments as well. Another difficult round to score. There's a big left hand by Diamond to finish that combination.
You know, CompuBox numbers, Wally. KidDiamond's been more active, but Miguel Huerta's been more accurate. Blazing action here. Both fighters have hit the mark, but Huerta more effective here.
It's almost like the two of them have warning track power in regards to the other. They can each hurt each other, but they can't really put each other away. But so far, I think most of the telling blows, most of the real significant shots have come from Miguel Huerta.
Absolutely. And how do the viewers have it? Boy, they look on the money again. Miguel Huerta comfortably in command here. KidDiamond will have to play serious catch-up if we're all right, because our unofficial cards have Huerta ahead as well.
I must admit I'm a little biased. I'm with that card 100%. I think that we've got the smartest boxing viewers in television.
Wow, and nobody's complaining. Again, not one clinch in this fight. Here we go as we see Miguel Huerta taking some shots, flush shots, to land as he's trying to crowd KidDiamond. And look at the stats as we see Diamond connecting 50% of the time here in the 9th round. But Huerta with the power shots, his connects 2 out of 3. So Huerta right in front of KidDiamond, and he's not going to wait on him. Diamond just pawing with the jab. Who's going to get off first? Who's going to punch together there? Diamond now trying to drive Huerta back with a right hand.
Diamond just seems confused to me. Like, you know, you asked me before, what can he be doing differently? Well, watching Huerta, I'm confused as well. Maybe a step to the right and try to lead with his right hand. Take Huerta out of that left hand. Because I think Huerta actually has been more effective in an orthodox stance than he has in the southwest.
I agree with you. And now, though, Huerta getting the worst of it. KidDiamond revving it up, and he's having a good round here in the 9th. And boy, does he need one. Right hand follow from KidDiamond, left hook, misses. Huerta leading with his face now. And he's getting the worst of this 9th round. So this is all KidDiamond here in the 9th. It'll pull him closer, but the consensus is not ahead. There hasn't been a knockdown, but there's been some heavy-duty shots from both sides. Winding down the 9th. Again, this is a pitched battle. Miguel Huerta back to the orthodox, taking diamond shots, laying out the jab there. Both guys looking to create an opening before the bell as we close out the ninth in Rochester, New York on First. I know you're enjoying this one as much as we are. There has been some blistering action here in the lightweights. KidDiamond on the right came in the heavy-duty favorite, looking to walk through Miguel Huerta and maybe set himself up for a lightweight title shot. He has had his hands full, and by consensus, Wally, he's behind and he's going to have to bite down hard now with 3 rounds to go.
You know, 3 rounds is 3 rounds, and a lot can happen here. And I'll tell you what, I heard 2 things in the corner of KidDiamond that I thought were very important. Rodney Price was saying he's getting tired, and I think that was obvious that Miguel Huerta was getting tired in round 9. And Miguel Diaz saying to Diamond, show me what kind of a man you are. And that's what it's going to take right now.
Yeah, he's imploring. Huerta may be exhausted, but he's undeterred. He's getting hit with 2 to land 1. Not quite as much steam on his shots, though, it does seem. So Huerta could be a little fatigued here. But it's Diamond who's throwing more shots, according to KidDiamond.
Well, he's in a bad spot right now. I mean, you know, this is a guy that if he loses this fight, he goes to the back of the line. He's been sitting in the middle of the pack anyway. You know, this guy's sitting back waiting for his shot, waiting to be a mandatory, waiting to get a rematch with the guy who beat him, with the guy that he drew with, who was Casamayor. He thinks he beat him. He loses this fight, man. You know, you fall back a couple of places in line.
And obviously, if you upset, as Miguel Huerta looks like he's doing, you absolutely leap.
You switch places.
Oh,
I'll be taking your spot there, kid.
You're fringe contender, and you're in the chase big time, even with 7 losses. Miguel Huerta would be a bucket full for any lightweight tonight. I say it again.
Right now, Diamond's got to fight the frustration of not actually being able to hurt this guy. He's getting tired now from landing punches.
That's a great point.
He's still standing there.
But he's got to stay busy, and he's got to be sharp there with combinations.
This is by far the best round of the fight for Diamond, I think, and that's because Huerta really has either taken a rest or has just hit the wall.
I thought he had a good 9 to 12.
Oh, big shot. I'll tell you what, if anybody had questions about KidDiamond's chin, he has answered them several hundred times.
And Huerta rocks him with a power shot. Look at the face on KidDiamond.
But he ran into a punch there that would have dropped a lot of lightweights. I thought he was going, and he regained his feet.
He was badly outclassed against Nate Campbell, but I don't know if he was beaten and bruised as much as he is against Miguel Huerta tonight in Rochester. Back here live, 11th round. CompuBox numbers, jabs. Anyway, Huerta throw it out the window. He landed 3 in round 10. So it's jabs really hasn't been a factor. Diamond is outlanding Huerta in jabs, but it really hasn't mattered. How do you have it, Wally?
Oh, you know what? This fight has really tightened up on my card. I only got Huerta ahead by 2 points now with 2 rounds to go because I thought Diamond won the last 3 rounds.
He gave him the last 3.
Yeah, now I'll tell you what, Huerta is in danger of having this fight stolen from him or allowing KidDiamond to at least escape with a draw. And he's got to pick it up here in the 12th round.
Huerta dialing in again. He's bringing it home, forward. He's not hesitating. He's got to fight through possible fatigue. But Diamond gets... Oh! Left hand counter. Perfect left hand counter flush.
5,
Diamond down.
6,
Wow.
7.
And he sent it up with a right to the body that was absolutely beautiful.
A textbook left hand from Miguel Huerta. KidDiamond had his world rocked just now in the 11th.
And you know what? As surprised as we were, I think Diamond was even more surprised. Did you see the look on his face?
Wally, critical, even if Huerta doesn't stop him, and he's got him hurt with a left hook. As he's orthodox, that's a 10-8 round, and they made enough to win it.
It's a huge point.
Oh, a huge upset in the making. KidDiamond on the verge of going down. Wow. Firefight here. Huerta trying to close it out in the 11th. Diamond, though, seems to have his legs under him again. He's got to start punching and drive Huerta back.
Nicky, it's not an excuse, and I'm not presenting it as this, but I just want to remind everybody, I said it earlier, Kid Diamond was not happy this morning about the late substitute, about the fact that he was training for one guy and had to fight somebody else.
You know what,
look,
Wally?
it's part of boxing.
Wally, it is. It's mental toughness. You got to put that stuff behind you.
The only reason why I'm bringing it up is to illustrate that this guy's mind may not have been right coming into this.
Well, if his mind isn't right, his body's deserting him now, and all technique has been forgotten, it seems, as Miguel Huerta with a critical, the only knockdown in this blazing action of a fight, lightweight fight, in the 11th round with half-minute to go. That could be enough to put him ahead for good on the cards. It looks like Kid Diamond on the right needs a knockout to win.
Wow. Huerta just coming through him now, and you know what? The fight was Kid Diamond's to take back. It really was at the start of this
you're
round.
right. He had stolen the momentum. Just as you said that. So, Miguel Huerta with a huge 10-8 round here in the 11th. Diamond with a stare down, but he needs help.
Come on, Diamond. Come on, baby. You gotta watch your balance, baby. You gotta watch your balance, okay? Your feet were too wide for that shot, man. When you go out to the body, your legs spread too wide, Diamond. Come on, baby. Come on, you gotta work.
All right, this may turn out to be the deciding factor in the fight. You'll see the right hand and then followed by the left. You know what? Diamond was a little bit off balance. His weight was a little bit forward. But, I mean, no doubt it's a clean knockdown, and he was surprised to be knocked off his feet like that, as surprised as we were to see it.
Come on, this gotta be a fight, Diamond. You gotta go for it. You wanna lose your belt, baby? You gotta fight right now. You gotta fight, baby. Come on, baby.
Now, Wally, question. It's not in Huerta's making. He is absolutely a fearless warrior.
I know where you're going.
He can win this fight using the ring.
Yeah, no, that's not his way. I don't think that's in his code. I think he's going to try to knock Kid Diamond out. And I'll tell you something else. This is a career setback for Kid Diamond if he can't pull out a knockout here. I'll go out on a limb and say he should be well behind on the cards now.
And Wally, we haven't heard every word in Kid Diamond's corner, but simply telling him he's got to go for it isn't enough. You've had to tell him how.
Well, at this point, you know what? I think it's too late for lessons. You know, at this point, you pat him on the back and say, go out there and do it.
He's got to keep punching and get lucky. But Huerta not letting him breathe much here. Huerta on the right with the only knockdown. It came in the last round. Here's the online scoring, and it was huge, that 10-8 round.
Wow. And I think, quite honestly, I think luck has been legislated out.
Could be a slip. Good call. Referee looked to the judges, ruled a slip. But Kid Diamond's running on a clock, Wally.
Yeah, but that's an indication of how shaky his legs are.
Huerta, a little gas maybe from all of that punching.
Tough guy to fight, though. You see how effortlessly, how seamlessly he switches from southpaw to right hand and back again. Tough guy to settle down and fight. Not an excuse for Kid Diamond.
No, it's an observation.
But just an explanation.
It's an absolutely valid one. How many guys do you see switch and they do nothing? He has been effective from both sides. And it was a left hand, straight left hand, that put Diamond down.
Another left. He keeps hitting with that left that comes over the top. Kid Diamond's never figured out how to pick it off or how to see it coming.
Yeah, he ran into another one there. And on the back end there, Huerta hit him with a left coming out. Diamond has Huerta in front of him. This is how Huerta put him down. He waited and countered Diamond's punches.
And this, you know what, Nick, if this goes the way it should, this will be as big an upset as we've had here on Versus Fight.
Oh, what a tremendous fight. Enough two-way action here to excite any boxing fan. Huerta certainly on the right hasn't had it all his way. Diamond's had his moments, but he has been outdone. And again, the clock is melting away for him.
You're not kidding, because he needed this round desperately, and he lost it. He couldn't even win the round. He needed a knockout. He couldn't even win the round.
Yeah, and he got rocked again there by a combination as we watch them close a scintillating lightweight fight here on Versus. Wow! Crowd loved it. I loved it, Wally.
I thought it was terrific, a tremendous performance by Huerta. We don't even know what the decision is yet, but I think the crowd here knows who won this one.
Man, face first pressure from Miguel Huerta. Coming in, you know, he said he was a puncher, and the one thing he said that a lot of people, including myself, questioned, he said, I'm the stronger guy, and he was.
Oh, I think he was undoubtedly the stronger guy all the way through. His durability was, I think, too much for Diamond to overcome, because the same punches that he has dropped, or at least discouraged other guys with, were just bouncing off Miguel Huerta tonight. And he was hurt. He was getting hurt, Kid Diamond. He doesn't get hurt. I mean, this guy has an undentable chin, and we saw it dented many, many times tonight.
Miguel Huerta had won his last fight, a six-rounder, and lost the unanimous decision before that a year ago. So he was definitely trying to put the pieces back together, and it looks like he has zoomed to fringe contention by upsetting Kid Diamond, Almazbek Ramkulov. Ramkulov had been down against Nate Campbell 3 times 2 years ago. Those were the only times he had hit the canvas.
Yeah.
Again, he was down tonight.
That was considered an anomaly. He hadn't really trained for it. He wasn't into the fight. He was down after the Casamayor decision.
Right.
There were a lot of justifications for that. Tonight, you know, you saw the fight spoke for itself.
And he, you know, here's a guy, Wally, in January, who again on
Nobody.
Listen to this crowd.
I mean, you got to be kidding me. You and I are both fans of the way Kid Diamond fights, but there is no way he won that fight here tonight.
One of the most horrible decisions we've been covering boxing for decades I have ever seen, as Miguel Angel Huerta flat out got robbed tonight in Rochester. Split decision victory for Kid Diamond, who has some serious looking glass stuff awaiting him when he goes back to Las Vegas. You got to look in the mirror, and I got to tell you something. I'll be anxious to hear from both of them. Wally Matthews is headed up ringside. We're going to commercial break, and we'll be back with a follow-up to this blistering, lightweight, controversial fight here in Rochester, New York. Fight Night on Versus will be back right after this. Nick Charles with Wally Matthews, and the crowd still can't believe what they just witnessed as KidDiamond retains his NABF lightweight title with a hugely unpopular 114, 113, 114, 113. One judge gave it to Miguel Huerta, 116, 111. Wally Matthews is with the wildly unpopular winner now.
All righty, Nick. Well, you've heard from the judges out in the audience. You heard from me. Almaz, I got to ask you, I know it was a tough night at the office for you, but do you really think you won this fight tonight?
Yeah, by points I won this fight, but this guy something, you know, he's a tough guy, you know, he's a tough kid, and I never saw his training, I never saw his fights, and just they got me this guy in 3 days, because I used to fight with someone else, so I was getting ready for the right-hander. He's a southpaw, and same time he's changing. He's a tough kid and tough fighter.
Well, what made it so tough? Was it because he switches up? It seemed that he threw his left hand in a very unusual way.
Because he's a pretty strong physically, physically pretty strong, but he has not that boxing skill like I have it, you know, like I have, and I was pretty fast than him, you know, and I was throwing like a lot of punches instead of 1-2, but he's a tough kid.
Oh, he sure is. You may not want to,
you know, but he's a tough kid.
You may not want to see this again. We're going to show you the knockdown. Tell us where you hurt here. Go ahead, you can be commentator. You'll see it's a right hand to the body and then a left.
Yeah, here is like I was leaning back, and same time I took the punch, and I lost balance, but that was a punch. You know, I cannot say it wasn't. That was a punch. And
why do you think the fans here are so convinced that he won the fight?
You know, fans, just the fans, and some fans, they have no idea, you know, what's going on in the ring.
So you had no doubt that you were going to get this decision?
No. I think I won this fight. I won definitely by points. I cannot say like I win like all the rounds, but I lost some rounds, but
it was a much tougher fight than you expected at the very least. Thank you very much for your time, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's go over to Miguel Huerta, who is the loser by points tonight, but clearly the winner with the crowd tonight. Please ask him if, you know, what he thought of the decision.
¿Qué pensaste tú de la decisión?
Realmente me la robaron. Yo es que yo fui el que presioné. Realmente yo fui el que gané.
I'm the one to put all the pressure, and I know I'm the one that won.
Now, he says that he only knew about this fight for 3 days. How long have you known that you were going to fight KidDiamond?
¿Hace cuánto sabías que ibas a pelear con KidDiamond?
Un mes y medio.
About a month and a half.
So that's not a legitimate excuse, is what you're saying?
No, not really. I mean, he was in shape. You saw it, you know. But dile lo que iba a decir.
Sí, realmente prefería 1000 veces que me hubieran noqueado a que me la hubieran robado. Mejor me hubieran noqueado la pelea, mejor a que me hubieran robado esa pelea.
I would have loved to have been knocked out instead of getting robbed the way I got robbed here tonight.
Obviously, it's a tremendous disappointment for him. Ask him if he would like to fight Diamond in a rematch.
Que se le daría la revancha a KidDiamond.
Realmente no le daría, porque si hubiera perdido bien, lo respeto, pero realmente me la robaron. No vale la pena.
I got robbed. I won clear. I don't need a rematch with him.
Why not?
¿Por qué no?
Porque ya no vale la pena. Realmente veo que toda la gente vio que yo gané. Hubiera perdido knockout, tal vez sí hubiera una revancha, pero realmente veo que estoy todo contento.
If I would have lost or got knocked out, maybe I would ask for a rematch. But look at the crowd. Everybody knows I won.
All right, well, you know what? Miguel Huerta is going to take this one back to Mexico City as a moral victory anyway. A very disappointed loser here tonight. Back to you at ringside, Nick.